Hello, Patriots. It's December 29th, Friday, 2023. This is J6 News Updates and Chat. And we're going to talk about the Vigil number 514 in a row from last night at Freedom Corner in Washington, D.C., outside the D.C. Gulag, where they're incarcerating all the J6ers that are awaiting trials and awaiting sentences. It's a huge miscarriage of justice, and we feel that this is important for all Americans, that we have a justice system that has been weaponized against good American patriots, man. Hi, third of its kind. Hello, Sunkist. Good to see you all. Had a crazy night at Freedom Corner last night. Once again, there's two degenerates that took our spot down there and tried to cause problems for the neighborhood. And they really tried to cause problems for the neighborhood last night, that's for sure. Hi, Docs and Grandma, Deb Vi. Ah, yes, I remember Deb Vi. Hello, Hilda Bechtel. Good to see you all. And so, yeah, the strategy is they go down and take our spot, which causes us to have to stand on the other side of the road. And the spot we choose to stand on the other side of the road is up near the neighborhood, which causes them down in our spot to come up to the top of the hill on the other side of the road, which causes the neighbors to be disturbed, to have their quiet evening disturbed by people just screaming profanities at people with loudspeakers, with bullhorns at 7 o'clock in the evening. People are in their houses eating dinner there. And one of the neighbors actually finally came out and asked the police officers to make the people stop shrieking on the bullhorns last night. And the cop would not tell the people with the bullhorns to stop. They caused the neighbor to be able to have to walk over there and talk to the screamers with the bullhorns and confront them. All the while, the screamer is talking to this lady that's standing, 5 feet in front of her on her bullhorn and just rambling on. And if you want to see it, man, there was We the People MAGA was out there last night. She did a pretty good job of catching some stuff, and Rebecca on We the People MAGA also made a less than 2 minute short that is excellent. It is it in a nutshell, and that's one to share out, people, because you get the full effect of it in 1 minute and 50 seconds or whatever. So I would highly recommend, check out We the People MAGA and click on the video that she just put up today. It's incredible how good of a job she did with that, and how blatantly obnoxious and demonic these people are. It just shows it right there in broad daylight, man. Other than that, there was America First Warehouse was there with Joe the Box. Gary McBride was with them also. Oh, really? Third, Katie went off on him. All right, let me flip around so I can see you. Yeah, I didn't see that part with Katie going off of him. I mean, the people at Freedom Corner are doing a pretty good job of just not giving them airtime or anything, but Rebecca filmed an extra video. She kept her live stream going and then filmed an extra video when the neighbor was confronting this person with the bullhorn across the street there. Okay, you were watching Stormtrooper. I couldn't stay engaged with it last night, man. I thought I was going to be able to watch it while I went to some people's houses, but then when the shrieking was on there, I couldn't leave it on at these people's house, It was so horrible. So I just shut the sound off and tried to keep up with it. But I was distracted and I didn't see the whole thing last night. Yeah, we're worried about Silly for him, our Sunkist also. We're praying for Silly. She's having some health issues problem on top of problem, it seems like. So we're praying for Silly for him. We want her to get better. We need her. She's integral to this movement, to the Patriot movement. But now that you see what's going on there, and this is nothing new. I mean, this has happened to the Freedom Corner Patriots dozens and dozens of times. And it is vile, putrid filth that these people are screaming at us. And we gotta stay strong and pray for these people, the Freedom Corner Patriots that are down there enduring it. It is only through our prayers that they are able to endure this. I'm certain no person can take this type of an abuse over and over again like that. And the police do nothing. They do nothing about it. They're totally making a mockery of the law enforcement profession down there, and have been from the get-go. So pray for our patriots down there, Stormtrooper and Sapphire Patriot and Rebecca, We the People MAGA, Young, Lily and Dwight, Katie, and Mickey and Nicole and Tammy. They still got phone calls last night, but it was darn near impossible to hear them. And it's just vile what they got to put up with down there. So I'm just praying for the patriots down there at Freedom Corner, praying for the cops to do something about it. It's obvious the tactic of these people across the street, in that we're not creating a disturbance by being there, but they are trying to create a disturbance by being there. They have no message that they're trying to put out there. They're counter-protesting a vigil. I don't understand how technically that's a thing. You can counter-protest another protest, but how can you counter-protest a vigil, you know? We're there to pray. We're there to, comfort the guys that are in prison, that we feel are in prison wrongfully. And I don't know how you can say I'm a counter-protester to a vigil. It makes absolutely no sense. And this is the degeneration of our country right before our eyes right there. Because not only are the people screaming like that, but the cops aren't doing anything either. The law enforcement. So I just couldn't believe that this woman complained to the cops about it, and they said, well, you can go talk to her yourself. So see Rebecca's short video about it. It is it in a nutshell. Share it out to your friends. This is one video that'll wake people up as to, whatever their problem is over there. And I don't know, man. They are working with the police. Who knows? Who knows what they're doing down there? All I know is God's letting them stand, letting Freedom Corner Patriots still continue to stand there. And I'm reading the book of Deuteronomy, and it's all in there. I mean, a book that was written 5,000 years ago or whatever, 4,000 years ago. The same thing, the same issue is in Deuteronomy as God was bringing his people into the promised land, And we just can't get fat heads about it, that we are standing on Freedom Corner. It's God standing on Freedom Corner in us down there. And we are shining the light. And let's just continue shining that light as long as God lets us stand on that corner. It's Stuart. Yeah, I can see you. I got you here. How you doing, Stuart? Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that, Deb. Friends with benefits. It does, we can read whatever into it. God knows what's going on down there. And God will deliver us. You know what I mean? Like when Israel was coming into the promised land, there was people that lived there. And God said, don't think it's because of your righteousness that I'm giving you this land. I'm giving you this land because I made a covenant of love with your forefathers. And it is time to get rid of the land of these wicked people. It is due to their wickedness that God removed them. and then directed the Israelites to just go into cities already built with houses and vineyards and orchards. And yeah. And I mean, we are right over the target, obviously. Otherwise, nobody would care what we're doing down there at Freedom Corner, you know? The more evil they get, the closer to the truth, the more evil they get, right? Oh, yeah, I like the scenery too, man. I just try not to take up too much time, man, in covering these things. So, yeah, once again, Freedom Corner was horrible. It was another day in a row, though. Nothing stops our patriots down there. Pray for our patriots down there. They need the strength that God can make them withstand that putrid behavior that's down there, man. I mean, if that's our country, we're under judgment, man. I mean, if that is allowed in our country, we are obviously going to be under judgment. But God will keep a remnant for us. And that's about it for Freedom Corner right there. I will just leave it at that. It's a horrible experience sometimes down there, but God's letting us stand down there. It's unbelievable. It's something to see. Yeah, the only time there is trouble is when they show up. Exactly, Sunkist. And there's no rule about disturbing the peace or profanities over loudspeaker systems. You know, DC has gone so far left, they're insane. They are insane down there. So let me just touch on a couple of news topics. I heard a doozy yesterday where Al Gore was getting interviewed on CNN, and he's going off on his climate change malarkey, and he came up with a new term. I haven't heard this yet. It's the first time I ever heard these words. He's calling the people coming across our southern border climate migrants. So they're coming into our country because of climate change. They're climate migrants and climate refugees. So get ready for that one, America. That's going to be the next big word that every newscaster is going to be saying on the nightly news in America. Well, you know, Lisa McNeely, yeah, it's amazing, you know, that one gal with the screaming is on. I don't know how she's not going to lose her voice eventually. There's got to be an OSHA limit, Debbie B. Right. There's got to be some type of a sound limit and a harassment limit and a just using that language, man. There's children. There's people walking down to visit. There's people in the jail there with children, and they're having to walk past that while they're screaming profanities at them. It's unbelievable. So yeah, Al Gore out in the front with his climate migrants and climate refugees talk. That's the next big thing, I'm sure. And then we got word yesterday that the Secretary of the State of Maine, Sheena Bellows, has declared Trump guilty of insurrection and taken off the Maine ballot. And once again, when you look at the paperwork again, she put a stay. She suspended her own ruling. So this is nothing but a farce. 3-day news cycle. And it's just the same thing as Colorado. When they put the Colorado decision out, they said that they put a stay on their decision in Colorado until January 4th. And it has since then been removed. So these judges are making proclamations, basically, and then saying, but they have no effect. And it gets into the news cycle. It's brainwashing more Americans, confusing them on what the issues are. And it is more just degenerate behavior from our news people. The absent journalism profession. It's totally absent. Oh, and look who just flew in. What's up, Baldies? We got the Bald Eagles came in to see the 00 Jericho show. Let's see if we can get a glimpse on them. Cool. All right. There we go. We got an audience now, Patriots. Bald Eagles. And I don't got too much more to say, but the whole judge and or Secretary of State in Maine is just it's a fake. It's all fake. It's all fake. Pay no attention to it. Keep focused on what the issues are. The issues are that election was rigged, and there's J6ers sitting in prison for 3 years without a trial. Stay focused, man. That's right. That's right, small water guy. I must be telling the truth. God just made 2 eagles come in and hang out and watch the show. Let's see. There is other news about the Raffensperger, flap that's going on in Georgia. Of course, they tried to impeach Trump by calling Raffensperger and saying, "Can you find me, I don't know, 1,400 votes or something?" They had a conversation on the phone, and Raffensperger lied to him on the phone and said there was no fraud in 2020. He lied right to the President of the United States. Brad Raffensperger is the Secretary of State of Georgia, and information has just come out. An independent survey has analyzed the voting machines they're using in Georgia, found that they are totally corruptible, and that the voting machines are hackable and probably were hacked. And then there's also other ballot issues that, in other words, the vote was rigged in Georgia also. So we're gonna just keep an eye on that story, see what's going on. Raffensperger has refused to testify under oath about that, by the way. So I don't know where these people get off on, We want them to come in and testify and tell us what they're doing at their job, and they refuse to do so. Kind of a lot like what Hunter just did with the congressional subpoena that he just ignored. Yeah, third of its kind. It is horrible watching what's going on in our country. I agree. All right, you can zoom a little more for... I am in York County, Pennsylvania right now. All right, we got word that Silly for him is being transported to the hospital right now in Oklahoma City. Pray that she has good care there. They can get her stabilized and get her on the road to recovery. We love you, Sylvia. And the last thing of the day here is that we found out that FJB can draw a crowd after all. We watched the whole election and Trump was filling stadiums, but FJB was like doing live streams from his basement and nobody would ever show up. But apparently a whole bunch of people just showed up down at the border for the last 3 years. So Joe Biden can draw a crowd, and they're coming in droves across the southern border. So Joe Biden is popular, but not with Americans. Not with Americans. So that's so cool the Eagles showed up. So anyways, Patriots, I'm going to catch the live stream tonight, and I should be able to be more attentive to it. I did see on Sapphire Patriots channel, she got attacked by Pam Hemphill and the general from the get-go. And this general guy, he's such a douchebag. He's got like 3 or 4 different accounts that's the general, I mean, these people are despicable. They are so infantile in what they're doing. And that's all the enemy's got over us, people. That's all they got over us. That's all they can do to us. So stay strong. Stay centered in God. We love our God. We love our families. We love our countries. And that's all we want, America. That's all we want. So Patriots, thanks for joining in with me tonight. We'll be reporting on Freedom Corner tomorrow. And in the meantime, I will see you in the chat. God bless you, Patriots. This is Jericho, over and out.